"We're taking the family on a luxury Mediterranean cruise," Mom said, stirring her latte like it was nothing. "It's a tight head count this year. You just hold everyone back." She said it so casually, like she wasn't dropping a blade into my lap. "Hi, I'm Sabrina Cole, 41, divorced, mother of 2, and apparently no longer part of the family that eats the vacations I fund. Yes, fund. Every year since Dad's early retirement, I've quietly sent them $50,000. Called it a gift. Support. Just helping out. I covered upgrades, hotels, airport lounges. Meanwhile, they spun a narrative that I was the needy one. Mom always said I was practical, like it was code for unwanted. My sister, meanwhile, got praise for making mood boards and borrowing handbags she couldn't afford. This cruise, the one I wasn't invited to, fully charged on my card. They never asked if it was okay. They never even told me. I found out from my niece's Instagram story. "Italy, here we come," posted from the airport lounge I paid for. So when Mom said I wouldn't fit the vibe, I smiled. And the next morning, I canceled the platinum card they were using. No warning. No message. Just closed. Frozen. Done. They were at JFK's International Terminal when the chaos began. And while Dad screamed into voicemails asking why every charge was declining, I was boarding my own flight. Window seat. First class. To Bali. With my kids. And a smile they never paid for. My phone buzzed nonstop at 6:12 a.m., right as the flight attendant poured champagne into a tall, quiet glass beside me. "Dad, 6:07 a.m., call me. Now." "MOM, 6:09 a.m. What did you do?" "MOM, 6:10 a.m. The card is being declined." "Dad, 6:12 a.m. You stranded your family at the airport." I silenced the phone. Next to me, my son was slipping on noise-canceling headphones. My daughter was giggling at a Bali travel video. Neither of them had any idea their mother had just burned a 10-year-old bridge. And it felt amazing. See, my parents had built their legacy on 2 lies. That they were wealthy. That I owed them something for not abandoning me when they easily could have. They weren't rich. I was. Tech exit at 36. But they told everyone it was Dad's investments. Told friends I lived in their guest house rent-free, I didn't, and that I needed guidance, I didn't. I was the family's bank vault in silence. Until they forgot, I wasn't the doormat. And Bali? Bali was my reset button. As we took off, the final text came through. "MOM, 6:16 a.m. You're making a scene. How could you do this to your sister's honeymoon? To our trip?" I stared at it, then smiled. Because while they were stuck in terminal chaos, arguing with airline staff and pretending it wasn't their fault, I was sipping champagne at 30,000 feet, flying toward a life they never thought I'd choose over them. I landed in Bali to sunrise. Golden sky, quiet palms, the kind of stillness that feels like forgiveness after too many years of holding your breath. My phone? Still exploding. 37 missed calls. Claire, my sister, left 6 voicemails. The first 4 were shrieking. The last 2 were quieter. More dangerous. "You embarrassed Mom. You humiliated Dad. You've always been jealous I'm the favorite. But this was evil." Favorite. That word sat wrong in my stomach, because Claire's favor came at a price I paid. I'd funded her wedding, covered her credit card debt, even paid for the down payment on her condo last year, anonymously so our parents could pretend it was their gift. And now I was the villain for stopping. At the resort I checked us in. Oceanfront villa. 2 bedrooms. Private pool. A breakfast menu that didn't include sarcasm. My daughter twirled barefoot on the patio. "Mom, this is like a movie." "It is," I whispered. "But this time, we're not the side characters." At lunch, I finally responded. 1 message. Group chat. "Hey, everyone. I'm no longer funding trips I'm not invited to. If that makes me the villain, fine. But I'd rather be the villain in Bali than the servant at your table. Cheers." I hit send. 5 minutes later, silence. 10 minutes later, Dad left the group chat. And 15 minutes after that, I turned off my phone completely. Because this week wasn't about explaining myself. It was about remembering who I was before they convinced me I owed them everything. By day 3 in Bali, something inside me had shifted. Not all at once. Not like a movie montage, but slowly, in quiet moments, brushing sand off my daughter's knees, watching my son snorkel past coral reefs, sipping ginger tea at 6 a.m. while everyone slept. No one needed me to prove anything here. No one assigned me tasks or whispered behind my back when I ordered dessert first. Meanwhile, back home, Claire posted a black and white photo of her suitcase with the caption, "People show their true colors when money's not involved." The comments were delicious. "Girl, weren't you the one always tagging luxury trips? Didn't your sister pay for your bachelorette? Karma's spicy, huh?" I didn't reply. I didn't need to. They were unraveling themselves. Later that night, I got a DM. From my aunt, Dad's younger sister. We hadn't spoken in years. Heard what happened. Just wanted to say, "I always saw you, Sabrina." Even when they didn't. I blinked at the screen. No one had ever said that to me. Ever. And it landed harder than any insult. Because she was right. I'd spent my whole life auditioning for a family that only saw my wallet. Now I was free. I closed the app. My daughter curled up beside me on the lounger, salt in her hair. "Mom, promise we'll do this every year?" I kissed the top of her head. "Only if we never invite anyone who expects us to serve them." By Friday, the silence from my family had curdled into noise. Emails, voicemails, even a formal letter, yes, a letter from Mom, scanned and sent by Claire, titled, "A Statement of Betrayal." It read like a speech she'd been waiting years to give. "You embarrassed this family. You've always been ungrateful. We raised you better than this. Your father is devastated. Claire missed her cruise entirely. You've caused permanent harm. We expect a full apology and reimbursement for the rebooked tickets." I laughed. Actually laughed. Because never once, not once, did she ask if I was okay. If I was happy. If I even wanted to be included. To them, I was an ATM with a good memory. But I wasn't their daughter anymore. Not in the way they defined it. That night, I took my kids to a fire dance on the beach. We ate grilled fish with our hands and let the smoke get in our hair. My daughter laughed so hard she fell over in the sand. I snapped a photo. Posted it with no caption. Just a single emoji, spiral shell. Let them wonder. Let them stew. Later, sipping coconut water under a full moon, I thought of something James once told me, back before the divorce. When people only love you for what you give them, stop giving. It took me years to understand. But now, sitting on warm sand with nothing left to prove and everything to feel, I finally understood. 3 days later, I finally turned my phone back on. Missed calls, 58. Unread texts, 92. Voicemails, 14. The top one? Alone. 9:16 a.m. You think this is strength? It's selfishness. You abandoned your family for some beach. The second one, oddly enough, was from Dad. I didn't know about all the money, about the condo, about the wedding. I thought your mother, never mind. We'll talk. That surprised me, but not enough to ruin my view. I was at a hillside cafe with my kids, fresh mango slices on the table, a breeze playing in our hair. And for the first time in years, my back didn't hurt. My jaw wasn't clenched. My shoulders weren't hunched in quiet resentment. I was free. And yet, as I scrolled, I found a different message buried in the noise. Claire, 3:11 a.m. You could have just said you were tired. You didn't have to blow everything up. That one stuck. Because I had said I was tired. Just not in words. I said it every time I showed up exhausted. Every time I paid quietly, cleaned silently, left early, smiled anyway. They didn't hear me, but they heard the decline transactions. That was their language. Not love. Not care. Control. And when I stopped speaking it, I became a stranger. Good. Because now they couldn't guilt me back. They couldn't buy their way into my peace. and they'd never again get to call it a family trip when they never made space for me in the first place. By the time we reached the last day of the trip, my kids had built sandcastles taller than Claire's self-worth. I sat on the deck that evening, watching the tide roll in like a secret, when my son came over and asked, "Are we going to see Grandma and Grandpa again?" I paused. "I don't know," I said honestly. "Do you miss them?" He shrugged. "They never really talked to me, just to you."
Exactly.
Later that night, I posted one final photo. Me, laughing in a bright sundress, hair wild, holding both my kids in front of a fire dancer's sparks. The caption read, "Turns out when you stop paying for everyone else's happiness, you can finally afford your own." It went quiet after that. No more calls. No more shaming emails. Just silence. Glorious, uninterrupted silence. Back home, I returned to a clean house and a full heart. The kids started school. I started therapy. For the first time, I wasn't just fixing other people's messes. I was building something of my own. 3 weeks later, I got a card in the mail. Plain envelope. No return address. Inside, just a line in Mom's cursive. "If we say sorry, do we still get the cruise?" I didn't laugh. I didn't cry. I just tore it in half and dropped it in the trash. Because that's all their version of love ever was. Conditional. And I was finally done paying the price for a seat at their table. 1 month later, my accountant emailed me. "Notice multiple recurring charges from your old family plan, still linked to your account. Want me to shut them down?" I stared at the list. Streaming services, luxury travel subscriptions, even Claire's meal kits. All auto-deducted from my card. All still assuming I'd never notice. I smiled. Shut. Every single one. And just like that, the last ties were snipped. 2 days later, Claire texted, "Did you really cancel everything? That's so petty. We were going to fix this." I didn't respond, because healing isn't petty. It's personal. And this wasn't revenge. It was reclamation. I booked another trip for me and the kids, this time to Kyoto in the spring. Cherry blossoms.
Peace. History.
The kind of place you go not to run from the past, but to honor that you survived it. On the plane, my daughter looked at me and said, "You laugh more now." "I feel lighter," I told her. She smiled. "Is that because we don't have to visit Grandma anymore?" I laughed, really laughed. Maybe. Back home, a friend asked if I ever missed them, and I told her the truth. I miss who I thought they could be, but I don't miss who they actually were. Because sometimes, the people you love are the ones you need to outgrow. And sometimes, choosing yourself isn't betrayal. It's survival. I didn't burn the bridge. I just finally stopped rebuilding it alone.